Without further ado, the Northwest Children's Theater is proud to present Tenali, the Royal Trickster.
Ti, da, da, dam, da, 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 derivative. Stances uncoordinated. Rhythm poor. Skills laughable.
Tatacharya, we tried our best.
Your best. You are in the palace of the Vijayanagara Empire. You are auditioning to perform for none other than King Krishna-Devaraya himself.
Oh, don't mind her. I thought that was the greatest show this kingdom has ever seen.
Wait! Must have lost track of time, but welcome. So glad you could make it. So they've gone through this bit already? I really am late. Well, just to bring you up to speed, this is the Royal Palace of Vijayanagara. It means City of Victory, and it is the greatest empire of southern India. I am Tenali. I am one of the ministers of the court. Well, to be fair, minister is a strong word. My job's more about hanging around, looking pretty, and saving the day every once in a while.
Get on with it.
I am the king's favorite, so much so, in fact, that it makes some people a little jealous.
Oh, for goodness sake.
It had life, heart, soul, passion, drama, excitement.
That's King Krishna-Devaraya. He is a true patron of the arts.
What did you think, my love?
I thought it was
Splendid, my love. Yes.
Your Highness, I too thought it was. But for your birthday, I get.
Oh, she's at a loss for words. That is how enchanting you are. You see, I want my birthday party to be an event that changes the world forever.
The king really likes his birthday.
Kings and queens from around the world will be coming to Vijayanagara to celebrate me, and I am nothing without my people. So stay with us. Please, perform at the celebration.
We have heard many tales of your greatness, Your Highness, and are now honored and humbled to witness it ourselves.
It is we who are honored and humbled to have you with us.
We are but unworthy recipients of your praise, Your Highness.
No, it is I who am unworthy.
Your admiration is noted. Moving on.
You're such a snob, Tatacharya. This is why I asked Tenali to conduct auditions with you.
I don't remember that, do I? Oh dear.
Tenali would have accepted every monkey trainer and sword juggler in the kingdom.
She's not wrong.
Exactly, the more the merrier.
That is, if he'd even bothered to show up, which he hasn't.
Oops.
Although I'm sure he has a perfectly reasonable excuse.
And I do.
Tenali, you rascal. You were supposed to be auditioning performers with Tatacharya.
What could possibly have been more important than your royal duty?
Oh, my humble apologies, Your Highness, but my delay was strictly unavoidable given the circumstance. The truth is I forgot.
Tenali, you are just incorrigible.
Well, you're here now, which is the important thing. I can finally make my big announcement. Guards!
Oh, yes, Your Majesty. Of course, Your Majesty. Yes, pardon me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Pardon me.
Yes, Your
Thank you. Yes, Your Majesty. Oh, yes, of course, yes. Okay, pardon me. Excuse me. Thank you. Yes, Your Majesty. I forgot which rope. This one? No, don't. You never listen. I'm trying. Wait. Why can't you? Ooh, nice one. Yeah, that's beautiful. Pardon me. Excuse me. Pardon me. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. Precious cargo. Right here. Yes. Please.
Many moons ago, far up in the heavenly realm, a magnificent ruby was forged in the celestial fires of the warrior gods.
How many moons exactly?
It contained all the power of earth and fire and whoever wielded it became the greatest ruler of their time. The ruby passed down through generations and eventually found its way to me.
Oh, no!
And with my own hands, I have forged a crown worthy of its power. I present to you the red peacock. Well,
Certainly unlike anything I have ever seen, my love.
That's putting it delicately, though there's nothing delicate about this.
It is magnificent, Your Highness. A crown worthy of your forefathers.
Who are luckily not alive to see it.
oh, I have an idea.
Another one, my love?
We will unveil the red peacock on my birthday. In front of all my honored guests, I, Krishna Devaraya, Emperor of Vijayanagara, will be crowned by my own creation!
I think that's a wonderful idea.
We would be honored to participate in this momentous occasion with you, Your Highness.
No, it is I who am honored to have you at this momentous occasion.
It is entirely our honor, Your Highness.
No, it is my honor.
Oh, that's settled. Tatacharya, you'll see to it that our guests are welcomed into the palace.
Certainly, Your Majesty. Hey, stop giggling and walk purposefully. Those bells are very distracting.
And Tenali, you will be in charge of making sure the crown is safe before her grand debut. It's unlucky for me to see her before the big day, you know.
You know, you are not marrying this crown, yes?
So that's essentially how I got landed with this thing. I had one job, which I quickly deflected onto somebody else because, well, I didn't want to do it. Guard it with your lives. The king specifically asked for you. And I put it out of my mind completely. Thus ends another long day of hard work.
You hold it. No, you hold it.
No, you.
But it's heavy.
Then put it down.
But Tenali said we had to guard it with our lives.
But he didn't say we had to hold it.
We can't just leave it on the floor. Can we?
Sure, if we guard it with our lives.
But what if we have to eat? Or, you know.
Oh, we could hide it.
Yes, yeah, hide it. I got it. Up there. Okay, up we go. Okay. Yes. Shh. Okay. Shh. 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 Oh, okay.
Asked for you at the stable.
Actually, Tatacharya, we've got to look after the crown.
Now!
Okay.
Hey, Tatacharya. If you don't mind, some of us have a lot of work to do. Later that day, the palace was a flurry of birthday preparations. The minister of coin, who guards over the king's treasury. Today he has brought in a new carpet for the throne room. I think you're a little short, Minister.
On the contrary, I've calculated the total surface area to be L times B, multiplied by the square of L plus B, raised to the power of N, giving me 3.5 feet. Are you telling me that the math is wrong?
No, I think your math is right for a different room.
We are all just tiny carpets in rooms too big to cover. When will we find a floor that fits? Or will we be too small forever?
The Minister of Artistry sees beauty everywhere. He is adding a bit of extra sparkle to the throne room, because clearly we don't have enough already. A little to the left, Minister.
Perhaps I could try dividing by thread count.
Have you tried making the room smaller?
Don't mind me. Just hiding here on a mission of a very secret nature.
The Minister of Spies, custodian of all the deepest, darkest secrets of the kingdom. Not a single rumor gets past him, mostly because he makes them all up himself.
What are you going to tell them?
Me? Why is it always my job?
You're so much better at talking.
Not good enough to get her to this. Oh, rats, we've really had it this time, haven't we?
Maybe it isn't really gone. Maybe we're just not seeing it.
You mean it's floating in the ether?
Yeah.
I was being sarcastic. Of course it's gone.
By order of the king himself, strictly confidential, of course, no one can know that the royal eggplant garden was mysteriously dug up in the middle of the night. No, that information stays between the king and I.
Perhaps I could try turning it inside out?
Honestly, all your ideas sound so much better than my original suggestion of using a measuring stick.
Fine, I'll tell you. I suspect a gang of international vegetable smugglers have crossed our borders and infiltrated the population. But I have eyes and ears everywhere. Burglars, beware. You won't get past me. No, okay.
We are all
Stop.
just tiny
Stop
carpets
moving.
on floors that are far too vast. But turn us upside down and we'll find our place at last.
May we have your attention, please? We have some rather serious news.
What news is this that chills my bones? What could this be? Tell me, I must know.
But first, we have to request that you please not panic.
What do you mean, not panic? Why would we panic?
Honestly, I don't know what they were expecting. What's the story, guards?
The red peacock has been stolen.
Who would want to do that?
Good one. Lies and deceit.
Oh, be still, my heart. We must be strong to face whatever demon has done this wrong.
According to the facts, as I remember them, it was you who was in charge of keeping the crown safe.
It doesn't matter who was at fault or who was shirking their responsibilities.
But for the record, it was Tenali.
What's important to keep in mind is that the crown has been stolen. And if the king finds out, well...
Oh, say no more. His pain will be the death of our kingdom. And the world, probably. Our lips will stay sealed. We will not speak of this tragedy.
You can tell he's upset when he loses track of his rhyme scheme. We are all co-conspirators now, friends. We need to work together to find the crown before anyone else realizes it's missing.
What are you all standing around gawking at?
I was never here.
I have to find my abacus.
Tell our friends we must be off.
Just go.
Tatacharya, you certainly know how to command a crowd like a flying cockroach.
Tatacharya, you're not here to check up on the crown, are you?
So much for not acting suspicious.
If you can't find it, it's probably because it's really well hidden.
And not that you should try to find it, because we all know that it's difficult to find. Not that it's lost or anything, just
I
that,
have
you know...
far too much to do already, so if there's a point to your gibberish, I suggest you get to it. or get out of my way.
Righto!
That's good. She didn't seem too suspicious.
Exactly. And doesn't that seem suspicious?
No.
Tatacharya is always suspicious, so her not being suspicious while we're being suspicious is suspicious. You see?
Pass. What are we gonna do now, boss?
We are going to catch a thief.
Oh, it's just me. I'm sorry.
Here come the dancers! We haven't questioned them yet. Keep a close eye on them. They could be hiding lies and deceit.
Oh, you can't catch me! I'm gonna get you! I'm gonna get you! I'm doing it. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, we're not a party today. Thank you. There you are. Dance, pulling you. There's no one here. Very sneaky, extremely sneaky. And then we'll dance. Yes, that's right. And I've been practicing all
That's a perfect time. Well, that was
because they're dancers. They dance.
Catch them off guard.
That's what they do, right?
Excuse me, I'd like to ask you a question, please. No, stop dancing, no. Stop your dancing, please. Just go. Hurry up.
Are you tired? Need a little break.
It is highly probable that dance was their way of celebrating the success of their heist.
Oh! First rule of interrogation, give them as little information as possible, all right? Get them to admit to the crime before you've even told them what it is. Watch and learn. The jig is up, you deceitful cowards! Hand it over.
And what over?
Your convincingly confused remarks are no match for my copious calculations of accusation.
Accusation of what?
You know what?
No, we don't.
Yes, you do.
No, we don't.
Yes, you do!
Back and forth the accusations fly. But who tells truth? And who doesn't lie?
Madam, It'll be in your best interest to furnish us with the details of your whereabouts between the hours of 10 o'clock this morning and 3:15 last July.
Excuse me.
Well, as per my calculations, where X is the time taken to travel from your quarters to the throne room, Y is the number of people.
All right, we don't know for a fact that the crown was stolen from the throne room, so.
The crown was stolen?
How did you know the crown was stolen?
You just said.
Okay, or is it because you stole it?
What?
It is true that performers do make the best thieves. It takes an artful mind to lie and deceive.
Well, that's an awfully well-reasoned motive, Minister of Artistry. And seems like you have given it a fair bit of thought.
How dare you accuse me? I would never steal from my king. I love him dearly, and that crown is an ugly thing.
But looks aren't everything, are they, Minister? The crown is believed to have magical powers. Perhaps on one of your travels you happen to meet an exiled princess in the desert who wants to use the powers of the ruby to reclaim her lost kingdom. And she promised that if you steal the red peacock for her, she will make you richer and more powerful than you could ever imagine. And together, you and Avantika will rule the world.
Who's this princess you speak of, Minister?
I'm beginning to recalculate the probability based on your very specific example.
No.
In proportion to the likelihood of you being swindled by strange women in the desert.
Don't attempt to ward off suspicion by accusing me as Minister of Coin. It is you who has direct access to all of the king's jewels.
Surrounded by gold, a heart can turn cold. A dark way indeed to be twisted by greed.
Why would I steal the most obvious thing and draw attention to myself when I could instead be quietly siphoning off a small amount on a regular basis with no one the wiser?
Stop trying to change the subject. We know it was you, right?
We're
all in agreement.
You
The Dutchess and mystery. Lock him up.
Are we still suspects? I don't think I fully understand what just happened.
While the ministers were busy unintentionally incriminating themselves, the guards were being proactive. What do we have here, gentlemen?
Tenali, don't do that. We're carrying very sensitive material. I have a cousin who's an apprentice to a blacksmith, and I asked him to make a replica of the crown. And, well, this was the best. And by that, I mean worst, that he could do.
Oh, this won't do at all. It looks nothing like the original crown. For one thing, it actually looks like a crown. The other one looked like a boiled pigeon.
We could try breaking this one and putting it back together the wrong way.
That's not a bad idea, Perry. You get to work on that while I go do some sleuthing of my own. To solve a mystery, you first need to find a suspect. And to narrow down on a suspect, you need to figure out the motive. Well, there's lots of reasons why a person might commit a crime. One, money. It could have been stolen by someone who wants to sell it to the highest bidder. Two, power. It could have been stolen by someone who believes the crown has magical properties and will make them the greatest ruler in the world. But I'm gonna let you in on a little secret about solving mysteries. Yeah? There's usually always a third reason. A reason that isn't obvious, but is oftentimes the real reason why someone commits a crime. Allow me to introduce the king's nieces, Mira and Maya.
Okay, ready? 1, 2. Hello, ladies. What do you got there?
What have you got there?
Oh, well, that's none of your business, little girl.
Ooh, tread lightly, sir.
Little girl. As the king's oldest niece, I happen to be the heir apparent to the throne. And you don't want to get on the wrong side of your future queen, do you?
Oh, no. Well,
No.
Oh, that's real mature.
Oh, that's real mature. Oh, hi, Uncle.
Wait, he's not even. I don't know. Wait, I'm sorry.
Why do you have a better looking version of Uncle's crown wrapped up in a bundle?
Well, it's a secret.
I really shouldn't have left them alone together. But, as luck would have it, at that exact moment I happened to run into...
Dattacharya, have you had any correspondence from the Maharaja of Mumbai?
Not yet, Your Majesty, but I can send word.
No, it's fine. It will be fine.
Is anything the matter, Your Majesty?
Dattacharya, have you ever done something wrong for the right reasons?
I'm sure I don't know what you mean, Your Majesty.
There are some horrible people in this world, Dattacharya. People who will make demands of you, corner you, threaten you, and they leave you with no choice.
What have you done, Your Majesty?
I took something that wasn't mine to take.
To borrow a phrase from the Minister of Spies, lies and deceit! Could it be?
But you have to believe me, I had no choice. When the Maharaja of Mumbai has his eye set on something, he would have torn the kingdom apart.
Well, my head was spinning at this new development. The guards were digging themselves in deeper and deeper.
I wouldn't understand anyway.
Oh, hi, Uncle.
Nice try, but we're not falling for that again. The king won't be able to tell this is a fake because we're going to break it and put it back together badly so it looks just like the real thing.
Things went downhill very quickly.
And that will help us while we figure out who stole the red peacock. Are you finished?
Stolen? Did you say?
No.
Your Majesty.
It hurts my heart.
I left you alone for 2 minutes. What did I miss?
Not much. Typical Wednesday?
I gave you one job and you couldn't even do that properly.
In my defense, Your Highness, I didn't do it at all. I'm more of a delegator.
Tenali, now is not the time for jokes.
First the crown thief, now a thief of joy. What's next?
You're punished. I hereby punish you. Guards, take him to the
Prison.
Jail? Exile?
Upstairs,
Downstairs.
Lashes.
greenhouse,
DEQ.
Barbershop.
basement.
Bless him. He's not used to punishing people. Last time someone tried to poison him, he made them write him an apology poem.
the eggplant garden. No! Guards, take him away.
Your Majesty, have mercy! Not eggplants! Pardoning. The worst punishment imaginable, reserved only for the worst offenses. Lying, treason, hurting the king's feelings. Somehow, it's all come down to this. I can't believe it's been a whole 15 minutes. Those vegetable smugglers must be very enthusiastic about eggplants. This is the hardest work I've ever done in my life.
Tenali, stop being so dramatic.
I'm being dramatic. She's the one appearing from the shadows. Your Majesty, always a pleasure. How fares our noble liege?
You know, the king can never stay angry at you for long, even though you really did let him down this time.
That's rich coming from prime suspect number one. It will be my life's greatest regret, Your Majesty.
I know he's got eccentric tastes, but he's a good man.
Yes, he certainly is a jewel among men.
The world would be a better place if more kings were like him.
He certainly is a gem, isn't he?
But some people are not like him at all. Some people, like the Maharaja of Mumbai, are selfish and arrogant, and sometimes they push you to do something you really wish you didn't have to.
A crowning shame.
Why are you making crown puns?
I'm done. I can't think of any more. Your Majesty, you didn't steal the red peacock, did you?
Well, Tenali, how could you even think that?
Well, you were saying some very suspicious sounding things about taking things that weren't yours to take. The Maharaja of Mumbai.
The Maharaja of Mumbai has been making a fuss about being put into a bigger room than the Sultan of Delhi. Because the last time they were here, the Sultan had the bigger room. And you know the king. He will try to accommodate everyone's demands, even if it means building a whole new palace. So I borrowed the king's seal and wrote to the Maharaja secretly to say that if he doesn't graciously accept what he's been given, he'll be uninvited.
So all of this was about rooms?
That's politics.
This is another thing about solving mysteries. You need to be careful about red herrings. Red herrings are clues that lead nowhere. Leads that reach a dead end. A prime suspect that turns out to be nothing more than a stern letter writer.
This is a mess.
It really is.
No, I mean the eggplant garden. It's been massacred.
Ah, yes, well, apparently we've been struck by a band of vegetable smugglers.
The eggplants haven't even ripened yet. What's there to smuggle?
Oh, well, that is very interesting. Vijayanagara really is bursting with mystery these days.
I'm sure it's nothing that witty brain of yours can't crack. Thanks for the chat. It felt good to finally get that off my chest.
My pleasure, as always, Your Majesty. But what is there to smuggle? This plot is as ripe as these eggplants are not. Well, well, well. What have we here? Could this be the crown jewel from the red peacock? It must have fallen off the crown. Well, not surprising, since the crown wasn't exactly a work of lasting craftsmanship, but, well, that means... Aha! I believe I've just unpacked two mysteries with one shovel. The eggplant garden wasn't dug up to steal vegetables. It was dug up to hide the crown. But why would someone steal a crown only to bury it? Yes, the third reason. It wasn't for money or power. They just didn't want the king to have it. Well, now that I've figured out the motive, I think I know who did it.
No, please allow me.
Everything is ruined forever.
It is not ruined. Everyone is coming to our kingdom to celebrate you. The Prince of Jaipur, the Queen of Calcutta. They're here for you, my love, not for some crown.
The red peacock is not some crown. You take that back.
Ministers, any progress with the investigation?
interrogation sliced like a knife through the Minister of Coin's fog of deceit.
According to my calculations, where X is profit, Y is ease of access, and Z is the look of guilt on his wretched face, artistry did it.
How could you, sir? My heart is grieving, but my conscience is pure. It is spy scheming that makes him the guy you're looking for.
My scheming is purely professional. It is my job to scheme. Besides, we all know that Coin did it.
I didn't do it.
Oh, you-
No, I didn't do it. You stupid.
Where is the proof?
Proof is not necessarily something I consider this early in an investigation.
We're more at a conjecture stage.
The important thing is we're trying our best.
That's right.
Oh, my heart.
We have something here that may just cheer you up, Your Majesty. I was up all night going through your ancestral jewels, and I found several crowns that you can present at your birthday tomorrow. How about the golden lotus, which was your grandfather's favorite? Ooh.
My grandfather didn't let me eat sweets because he said my teeth would fall out. I don't want his crown.
Okay. How about the gray lion, which your uncle forged while in exile?
I don't want an exile crown.
How about the pearl cobra, which Queen Chandra the snake charmer used?
My, your family certainly does have a penchant for vanity crowns.
Oh, how I missed you.
Oh, Tenali, you found it! I knew you would.
According to my calculations, that's incredible.
Lies and deceit.
The plot thickens, the heart quickens, revelations strike, and we are stricken.
Where did you find it?
Oh, interesting that you should ask, Tatacharya. It's a long story, if you'll bear with me. Once upon a time, there was a king who was very kind and very generous. He loved arts more than anything in the world, and his kingdom was a very beautiful and happy place.
I bet it wasn't as good as mine.
It's you, my love. He is talking about you. Shh.
One day, he decided to make a work of art of his own, a royal crown called the Red Peacock.
That's you.
It was, unfortunately, not the masterpiece he considered it to be.
What? How dare you, guards?
Hear him out, my love.
Well, everyone said it was absolutely ridiculous. It didn't change how they felt about the king, whom they still loved with all their hearts. But, well, people like to make jokes, comparing it to a boiled pigeon or saying it was a plague upon the senses.
You said all those things.
It doesn't matter who said what. What matters is that there was one person who was mortified on behalf of the king, who loved the king so dearly that the thought of him being made fun of on his birthday in front of all the noble people and dignitaries from around the world was too much to bear. And so they stole the crown, not for personal gain or glory, but to spare you embarrassment.
Oh, this is so many emotions at once. I can't bear to know. Who was it? No, it's too much. Don't tell me. I must know. No, it's too much. Don't.
All right! I did it! I stole it!
Whoa!
I just thought if you had some more time to work on it, it could be better. And you could present it at your next birthday. Or you would forget all about it, and this whole thing could be over with.
Tatacharya, I'm disappointed and angry and heartbroken and confused and shocked and amazed. But in a bad way. And hurt.
I never meant to hurt you. I was trying to protect you. Forgive me.
Thankfully, the king doesn't hold on to grudges for too long, or any emotion for that matter.
All is forgiven.
And that's the story of the Red Peacock, and how it all ended happily ever after. The king opened himself up to constructive collaboration. He had the Red Peacock placed amongst his ancestral jewels as a reminder to future generations to take a risk every once in a while. He enlisted the skills of the guard's cousin, the young blacksmith, to craft a new and improved crown to unveil on his birthday. A crown that truly represented the artistic talents of Vijayanagara. The ministers finally got the decorations ready for the birthday party. And even Tatacharya got into the spirit of things, and she welcomed all the dancers into the festivities herself.
Really?
Nadir-dir-dim, tanana-dim, tadara-tani, nadir-dir-tum, nadir-dir-tum, dit-dil-lil-lana, 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 nadir-dir-dim. നാദർദർതും ദിത്തില്ലില്ലാന మధురగానంబదే నా మురళి మనోహరుడదే మదన కదన కుతూహలుడు రమ్మనే బిరాన 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 రావే మదనమనే విరిసనే అదరమనే మురిసనే మధురగానంబదే నా మురళి మనోహరుడదే మదన కదన కుతూహలుడు రమ్మనే బిరాన 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 రావే తరికిటను తరికిటను తజనున తరికిటను తరికిటను తజనున తరికిటను తరికిటను తజనున తరికిటను తరికిటను తజనున తరికిటను 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 ద్రదో ద్రదో తిల్లానది 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 తిల్లాన సాని మగరి సని రి మదదని గపద సాని రవ మగ మగరి నాదర్ది తననది తదరదని నాదర్దం దిల్లాన నాదర్ది తననది తదరదని నాదర్దం దిల్లాన నాదర్ది తననది నాదర్ది తననది నాదర్ది తననది
The birthday party was everything the king wanted and more. The Maharaja of Mumbai and the Sultan of Delhi didn't even complain about their rooms. Maybe it was an event that changed the world forever. I don't think I ever said anything about the eggplants.
Day 23 of eggplant espionage. The vegetable smugglers are expected to strike at any moment. And when they do... oh. I'm in for a nasty shock. Gross.
Probably should have told spies.
Ugh.
wanted to say thank you for being such a fantastic audience. Give yourselves a hand. And we need your help to perform the grand finale.
Not only that, we need Spies' help as well. We see you over there, Spies.
No, you don't.
Yes, we do.
All right, I'm
Come
coming.
over here. Were you eating those eggplant?
Yeah.
Oh, you know you have to cook those, right?
They're really gross, man.
You. So, children, you may stand up and find a space where you can dance a little bit, but parents, friends, you get to do this right where you are.
Tenali style, relaxed in your seat.
So, Coin, what will we do first?
The first step of the dance is you put your hands together and apart. Together and apart. One more time and then pose.
And then you're gonna clap twice over one shoulder and bring your arms together and apart. Together and apart. Together and apart. One more time.
Shall we try it all together?
Yeah, I think we can do it all together.
I do too.
Here we go. And together and apart. Together and apart. One more time and pose.
Clap, clap, and whoosh, 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 whoosh.
That was so good. Give yourselves
Good,
a hand. Now, we're going to do this up here, but you get to do it out here.
We'll let you know when it's your turn, all right?
Cast on stage. You're going to be awesome.
I got eggplant stuck in my tooth.
बाजे रे ढोल बाजे। तारो के ढोली तारो हे